Everybody, we are back. Apologies for last week. We were all sick with different things. It's amazing that Detroit kind of does that to you, but it's an impressive thing for sure.
Mhm.
But we're doing our fantasy football rankings here again. Week 11, half PPR scoring. You can find them on flurrysports.org. Actually, I think I have this fancy little thing now.
I was going to say these new nameplates are throwing
Look
me
at
off here.
that.
Oh,
Look at
the
that.
ticker.
We got a ticker. If you need something to add, a ticker. Um,
We can
but
get a ticker. Oh, there we go. I was going to say we can get a ticker, but we can't unfreeze Trevor.
no, no. To the if he freezes again. But yeah, we're
It
here.
actually,
Flurry Sports is back. What? Yeah. Huh?
you were glitching out there for a minute too, so I thought it might have been my Wi-Fi, but no, I got full Wi-Fi.
I don't know. My internet's all up and down. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen?
It started
Let's talk
snowing.
about quarterbacks before it did start snowing. Let's talk about quarterbacks before I get disinterested and before I freeze. I hate ranking quarterbacks. I got Josh Allen 1, Justin Fields 2, which hurts me a little bit. Jalen Hurts 3, Patrick Mahomes 4, Jackson 5. I That's my top 5 quarterbacks. I'm not sure if I trust a single one of them to throw for a first down. But Luke, what do you think of those 5 quarterbacks?
Um, so I actually had a buddy ask me if he should sit Josh Allen this week because there's supposed to be snow or whatever going on in Buffalo. Um, if anyone else is
Mhm.
thinking like that, don't sit Josh Allen. He's too good of a player to be on your bench. You're not going to win a game without Josh Allen starting a quarterback. Fuck the snow. Who cares? He's going to play football. Josh Allen knows how to play Buffalo football. Play Josh Allen. He's going to be the guy this week.
Well, then it's like he's got so many players that are good after the catch too.
Yep.
Like it seems like such an obvious thing for him to throw like a screen to Naheem Hines and he goes in the snow. Like
Mhm.
he lost in the snow. It's gonna be older. So good luck tackling. Diggs is another guy. He'll be insane after the catch. So
And
not
you
to
know and
mention
you know
Josh
that
Allen's a tank to bring down,
and, yeah, and I was just gonna say, that Josh Allen wants to play in the snow. Zach Freeze?
Yep. He's very disinterested with your take. But yeah, Josh Allen is definitely, like, to your point, he's going to want to play in the snow. I feel like it's like with any NFL quarterback that would step into the game outside of like I don't know, like a Ryan Tannehill boring player, like they're going to want to show you, like, fuck it, I can still fling the rock, like Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers did against Tennessee, I think 2 years ago when it was snowing, windy, and he was like, screw it, I'm going to pass all over you.
Mhm.
So he's going to do it anyways. He's just too good.
Yes. And do you have his quarterback rankings up? Okay, wait.
I
Oh,
do.
there he is.
Oh, he's back. Look who decided to show up again.
Uh-oh.
I know. I know. I'm on me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have your
You hear
audio, but
me?
a very grainy and paused video.
Oh, Jesus. This is so
There we got you.
stupid. Fuck Spectrum. 1 second.
Okay.
Am I here? Do I need a rush or no?
Yeah, you're grainy, but
As good as
Am
you're
I?
gonna get, probably.
Whatever. I'll figure it. I'll figure it out in a second. I don't give a fuck at this point. Um. Yeah. So I mean, I don't even know who else to talk about. Aaron Rodgers is questionable. He's gonna play tomorrow night. Don't need to worry about that. Kyler Murray, I think, is a true game time decision, but I think he's going to play on Monday Night Football. Obviously, if you have him, it's going to suck to wait because I'm guessing they don't fully clear him until probably Sunday
yeah.
night or something, maybe Monday. But Colt McCoy is also injured, so they can't just ride Colt McCoy to the promised land like I think a lot of Arizona fans at least should want. Um, but yeah, I have Kyler Murray then at 11. I don't have a ton of trust in him, but I think he's going to play. Um, Who else? Derek Carr, don't touch him. I don't even really I don't trust anybody outside of the top 12, probably, maybe 13. I think the cutoff is kind of Jimmy Garoppolo. 14, I have Russell Wilson, and I think he should be fine this week, but like I don't trust him. Taylor Heineke is possibly the worst quarterback in the NFL, but he wins games. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. Any quarterback you guys specifically want to talk about?
Honestly, no. But is there any? No, I don't. Like you said, Derek Carr sucks. Everyone just sucks.
Fucking like, I would put I bet 10 quarterbacks pass for over 200 yards this week. 200. Like, obviously Justin Fields is it has been like back-to-back QB1. He doesn't throw for anything. Daniel Jones doesn't throw for anything. Tannehill doesn't really throw for much. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw for a ton.
And I mean, if we're being real, Lamar doesn't throw for a ton. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw for a ton.
No, it's insane. Fucking Joe Burrow is hit or miss for yards.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott's horrible at football.
Horrible.
And he's top 10 quarterback. Quarterbacks this year is bad. It's really, really bad. So if you got a good one, like, again, like if you do have Josh Allen, obviously I broke up in the middle of when we were talking about it. But like, just, you don't want to take a chance with anybody else. Just start him. He's a no-brainer. Compared to the consensus, again, I'm a little higher on Kyler Murray because I think he's going to play. I'm 3 lower on Patrick Mahomes. I have him at 4, and he's the consensus #1 quarterback overall. But I feel like the Chargers always play him tough somehow. Derwin James obviously is going to be covering Travis Kelce. I think that disrupts things a little bit. Juju, who knows if he's going to play, so that would take another pass catcher away. And you could run against the Chargers, which means maybe Mahomes doesn't pass for as much. Again, he's a no-brainer start, but I don't think he's going to pass for 403 touchdowns like I think everybody else does.
Well, I'm sick of them putting the Chargers on Sunday Night Football in primetime and shit. Like, this team is not very good. No. Just watching Justin Herbert is like sad because he's very hurt and he can't play football right now, and everyone knows how good he is. But I mean, it makes sense why we're seeing the Chargers so much. But yeah, Zach, I agree with you. Of course, you're not going to sit Patrick Mahomes, but I think the Chargers are maybe like last in yards given up to the running back. Mm-hmm. I don't see why Kansas City doesn't try to get Pacheco going a ton here.
I agree. Randy wants to know, how was Detroit? Well, we weren't here last week, so we were all sick with different things. What food did we have in Detroit?
I don't even remember what I had. Yeah,
I got a beer.
We all had very different things. That's the weirdest part about it.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
It made no sense. I don't know how Detroit did it, but Detroit did it good. They got me good. I'm still sick.
Fuckers.
In terms of food, we had, because of DoorDash, Domino's, so not Detroit. A local bar, so doesn't even count. And that was it. I got McDonald's on the way back, and that doesn't count. So I don't think any of us we had 2 places we want to go to, and we just missed both of them out of sheer laziness.
I had Chili's in the airport.
How was that?
Bad. It was horrible chicken.
Fantastic. Fucking Detroit. And I think that's the Detroit experience, though. So I think we did it.
I came away exactly what I thought I was going to come away from Detroit with.
Same, and it was COVID. Like, exactly what I thought.
I disagree. I like Detroit. I will not speak ill on Detroit.
Trevor, their sinks or their sewers were smoking.
A lot. Like, it wasn't a little bit. It was a lot.
Boiling water under
every single one of them.
Right under the lids. That was mildly disturbing.
Okay. Let's move on to running backs. Again, we're talking about half PPR scoring. That's what Fantasy Pros grades me on. If you have any questions about standard or PPR, I also have PPR rankings there. If you have standard questions, ask those as well. RB1, I have Saquon Barkley versus the Detroit Lions. I have Derrick Henry tomorrow at the Packers at 2. Number 3 is Jonathan Taylor. Glad to see him back versus the Eagles at 3. Austin Eckler 4 versus the Chiefs at 4. And then Christian McCaffrey 5 at the Cardinals. Trevor, what do you think of those 5 running backs?
Obviously Saquon's got to be up there. The only guy that I would pump the brakes a little bit on in a weird way is Derrick Henry. Just because I know this Packer run defense is bad, and I know it's a different defensive coordinator, but 2 years ago when the Packers played Tennessee, they didn't really give Derrick Henry anything. They just shut him down. I would assume they're smart enough to use the same strategy. I know he's still good against a loaded box, but just make them beat you with Tannehill. So 2 seems a little high for me because I think he's touchdown dependent on that, as always. And I don't think he's as likely to get it, but we'll see. I just, with the way Tennessee's defense is looking injury wise, I can see this being a game where they get behind, and I don't know if they can stick with the run that long.
I mean, what else are they going to do? They're not going to like not give it to Derrick Henry. So like, I'm not worried about like workload. I agree. Like, I could see the Packers loading the box again. I bet Isaiah McDuffie can jump on Derrick Henry's back and he'll speed up. Like, I'm not really afraid of the Packers defensive front. Fucking Kenny Clark is terrible at football this year. So like, at this point, it is what it is. I could see Derrick Henry struggling. There's nobody else I trust to put above him. Like Jonathan Taylor, man, I hope so, but I don't trust him. Austin Eckler can't run to save his life. Christian McCaffrey's splitting time, which makes no sense. Josh Jacobs plays for the Raiders. So, like, I don't even know. Like, could Delvin Cook break off an 80-yard run again to save his fantasy day and be RB2? Sure. Could Joe Mixon explode for 5 touchdowns? I hope not. But, like maybe. Like, I hate fantasy this year. It's so stupid.
This is like a I don't want to put a guarantee down on it, but I'm getting real close. This might like almost be 300 combined yards from Saquon Barkley in this game.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. All I know is I'm betting the over on Daniel Jones's rushing yards once they put that up, because he's going to hit that hopefully right away. But it's not like, I don't know. There's a lot of bad football this week. That's one of them. Okay. What's your guys' opinion? We can talk about Lombardi Sweep, but what's your guys' opinion on the RB split for Green Bay on a short week? Obviously, Aaron Jones got fed the ball last week. Finally, he looked really good. I wish he looked really good in Detroit and fell into the end zone for a touchdown, since that would have been like $1,000 to me, but that's fine. But like, this is one of those situations I'm always nervous about, because he was very clearly limping during the Detroit game, sprained ankle, hurt, comes back to big workload, looks really good. Are the Packers going to limit him? Seems like that's something they would do, but I have no idea with him. Do you guys have a lean?
Yeah, I'm in a 14-team league where I need a wide receiver, and I traded Aaron Jones. I didn't really have any other options, but I mean, there's just no reason to trust this guy. Like, and it's nothing to Aaron Jones's fault. Like, when he's on the field, he produces, but he's not on the field even when he's healthy. So to your point, short week, AJ Dillon, I think this is another one of those weeks where he puts up 7 to 9 points. Even possibly in PPR, depending on just how much they use Dillon, and neither running back really looks good. Granted, Dillon rarely looks good, but I don't see Jones getting a productive day.
I don't disagree with either of you on that.
And this is my thing with both of them.
But
like, if I'm nervous about Aaron Jones, then I might move Aaron Jones down. Like, it doesn't make me want to move AJ Dillon up.
Right.
Did I break up there?
Nope, you're good.
Oh,
or did you? I don't know.
Yep. Trevor in sync with you, and Luke's out of sync, or who's out of sync?
You're out of sync with me.
Who's out of sync?
Luke said "but," and then you pause like 10 seconds later. But
fuck me. Okay, I'm going to refresh my stream again. Talk about any running back you want. I don't even.
Trevor? Let's break down this this Kansas City. Oh, is that there? You're okay. Let's break down this Kansas
We're
City.
back to Luke and Trevor
backfield.
show, your favorite show.
Yep. So Clyde is just like not involved at all anymore.
It's insane. This
wild.
offense. It doesn't make any sense. Pacheco is not that good. Like, I don't think he's very productive. His vision is actually pretty bad at times. And to just not use Clyde at all is just insane.
Thoughts, Zach?
On the Chiefs backfield, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like Edwards-Helaire was non-existent last week.
Like, he's just not involved.
Point, like, not getting used at all. He's for sure the most talented of the three. Like, if I'm starting one of them, I assume I ranked it this way. I did, yeah. Like, Jerick McKinnon's my top choice of the three. I think he's at least used passing game. Like, yeah, Pacheco's not good. I don't understand it. It makes no sense.
McKinnon will never die. He will be the one of those three running backs that stays on the team like 3 years down the road.
This is another word from God to everyone listening. I guess right now this is your sign to drop Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know some of us are hanging on to him. Trust me, I've been playing this game all year, and it's just been going downhill every single week to now he's not even involved whatsoever. You're never going to start him.
Do I think he has another good fantasy game this year? Yes. Will you ever predict when that be? No. So, like, if you could trade him for like pennies and package, like in a package deal or something, that's what I would do. But man, I don't know. I don't know.
I knew that was all fucked when Jerick McKinnon was getting those goal line carries.
Okay, well, I tried question on the screen and it's not working.
I saw it.
Highlighted. Yep. Okay, there. Oh. Okay.
Looks good on my end.
Believe it or not, my internet's not being good right now. Hey boys, have PPR. No, it's on now. It just showed up about 30 seconds after I clicked it. 14-man league. Need advice on his wide receivers. Need to start 3 of Christian Allen, 11 people. Jones, Collins, Michael Gallup. The Rams wide receivers are
Van Jefferson.
I think for sure Lazard and Peoples-Jones.
Maybe. And then I'd go Van Jefferson at 3. Or Skowronek is just going to put up 20 points one of the next 2 weeks. It's bound to happen.
I mean, I'd watch the practice report. I'd start both Packer guys and Peoples-Jones, I think, personally. But yeah, I mean, someone from the Rams needs to catch passes, I guess. I just don't know who that's going to be.
Although at the same time, Brissett's from Miami, right? And he's playing in like 3 feet of snow. I already don't know if I trust him enough. Like, I like Peoples-Jones, but in the snow, Brissett, I don't know if I trust that enough.
He'll be fine. Brissett started in New England. He is good in New England. He's fine. Okay. Does this work now? It works now. Look at that. Raha, James Conner, Brian Robinson. Couldn't think of the name for a second. Tony Pollard and Jonathan Taylor picked 2 to start. Jonathan Taylor and probably, I really want to say James Conner, but I'll go with Tony Pollard. I think Conner's good. If you want to trade for James Conner now, he's back.
I was just going to put the Luke's back on James Conner. Or James Conner's back.
But I don't trust him. But he is back for now, for the time being. You might leave.
Yeah, I think you go Pollard too.
My internet.
I think that you can start James.
Pollard's great.
Yeah. I think that I don't know. I think you can start James Conner with confidence this week.
For reference, I have him ranked 1 spot below Tony Pollard. I have him at 16. I'm afraid of San Francisco. That's the only thing. Like, I think he's good again, but the 4th as well. And Greenlaw is going to be headhunting now. If he's going to get thrown out for no reason, he's just going to make it worth it. And if he's going to hit somebody, James Conner is a good guy to hit, I think.
You think over Kyler Murray?
That's out.
You probably couldn't catch Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray seems like a really good guy.
Too
Tag.
small.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
For sure. Yeah, not football, but tag is probably his top sport.
Yeah. Kyler Murray's a tough guy to wrangle up.
He is. They say that about him.
Mm-hmm.
Randy wants to know if you should start Chiefs defense or Steelers defense this week. The Chiefs play the Chargers. The Steelers play the Bengals. Obviously, TJ Watt back for the Steelers last weekend, and they win when he's in the lineup. I would probably go Steelers. I think it's close, though.
Yeah, I think I'd go Chiefs because Justin Herbert doesn't scare me whatsoever because the dude is not good right now.
I mean, agreed. If both Chargers receivers are out again, I think it's a no-brainer Chiefs. But I think they might both play. Which, I don't know.
You're telling me Keenan Allen's playing? Yeah, right.
I know.
I've heard that every single week the last 6 weeks.
No, Keenan Allen's going to play this week, but Mike Williams is going to get hurt like Saturday at practice.
No, Austin Eckler is going to get hurt. Those two are going to come back, and Austin Eckler is going to be out, or Justin Herbert's.
How is it possible that last week Gerald Everett got hurt, and he's like the only receiving target that they have, and everyone has him in fantasy and just got fucked after the first drive?
I think the better question is, why did people think this year would be different for the Chargers? They've been the exact same team for the last decade.
Mm-hmm. It's never different.
Nope. Might as well sell Phillip Rivers back there. Every game's a one-score game, and they're going to blow it.
Yeah, at least they've had fun quarterbacks, just being a very average team. You don't get that a lot.
Great quarterbacks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great quarterbacks, great running backs, and injured offensive line for the past 30 years.
Very good individual players on both sides of the ball for the last 30 years.
True. Comparing to the consensus, I'm on the Gus Edwards train for people who read stuff on Flurry Sports and everything. We talked about it before last week, or I guess not last week. I'm not sure, but 2 weeks ago, because the Ravens had a bye last week. Like, Gus Edwards came back from injury, looked really good. He had a short turnaround on Thursday Night Football. We said he was going to be limited. He was limited. Kenyon Drake was really good. So now coming off their bye, everyone thinks Kenyon Drake's the guy. He's not. So I have Gus Edwards ranked 25th. That's 6 spots higher than the consensus. And I have Kenyon Drake ranked 38, which is 10 spots lower than the consensus. Everyone's on the Kenyon Drake train. And like every time he gets hyped up, he's going to let you down. So if you're choosing a Ravens running back, please Gus Edwards. I think J.K. Dobbins is back in around 2-ish weeks or so, but he should be back pretty soon. At that point, it's going to be a nightmare. But I think J.K. Dobbins is probably RB1 and Gus Edwards is 1B. I also have A.J. Dillon at 27, which is 6 higher. Ezekiel Elliott at 32, which is 9 higher. 4 lower on Michael Carter at 31. 5 lower on Elijah Mitchell at 34. And 4 lower on Jerick McKinnon at 41, apparently. 7 lower on Kenneth Gainwell at 50. If Kenneth Gainwell is like a Miles Sanders handcuff or something, you can drop him as well. He's not included in the game plan. Point that other running backs, including Boston Scott, are more involved. So go ahead and drop him. Any running back you would like to talk about?
I'd like to talk about Gainwell. What this season has taught us, and it kind of relates to Gainwell, never listen to a running back when they tell you anything about fantasy football at all. We saw with Kenyon Drake saying he was going to go off. We saw with Miles Sanders saying, "Don't draft me." If whatever they tell you, do the exact opposite, and you will probably win.
True.
Shout out J.K. Dobbins too, saying he was back
Eckler.
Week 1. Crazy. Hate that.
Jameson Williams was for first training camp, and we have we don't know if he's alive.
He's
Yeah.
still out like another month, I saw. It's ridiculous. I don't think even the Lions know how his knee looks.
Yeah. He won't be back this year. There's no point. Unless, Lions continue to stack wins up, then I guess maybe he'll be back for the push at this point. Randy wants to know if you should start Chase Claypool. No. Do not start Chase Claypool.
Never start.
Don't even roster him at this point.
Yep, never start him.
Yeah. Okay, running or wide receivers, half PPR scoring. 1, Stephon Diggs. 2, Devontae Adams. 3 at the Broncos. 8 round 4 at the Colts, and CeeDee Lamb 5 at the Vikings. I could see myself moving CeeDee Lamb up as the week progresses, but that's what it is now. What do you think about those 5, Luke?
So I'll start off with this one. I don't know if earlier this week I asked you guys, what do you think, like the asking price, or what do you think you could get for Justin Fields in a trade? I needed a wide receiver, and I traded Justin Fields for CeeDee Lamb straight up to a guy who needed a quarterback. I don't know if that's the ceiling that you can get for Justin Fields, but I felt that that was a pretty good return because I had Justin Fields rostered with Lamar on bye last week. But yeah, I mean, Justin Jefferson's a fucking stud. Stephon Diggs is a fucking stud. Devontae Adams, they're all this. The wide receivers are the very fun part of fantasy football right now. I think, other than Cooper Kupp going down, that kind of sucked. But yeah. I don't know how teams cover Justin Jefferson anymore. If there's any questions about youth, which I don't think there are, this dude might be the best wide receiver in the NFL. And then even a team like the Raiders who lost to a first-time coach, no college or pro experience, whatever, Devontae Adams still cashed in an incredible fantasy day. So yeah, Zach, I mean, I love these rankings. I would love them if you switched them, any of the top 5 around. I think these 5 are the best, and this is the exciting part of fantasy football.
Yeah, the only problem this year has been that all those 0 RB truthers that don't draft running backs, they've been vindicated, and that hurts me dearly because that's such a stupid strategy. But to your point, CeeDee Lamb has been the epitome of consistency. He's had some down weeks, but I mean, he's basically always guaranteed to get you double-digit points, and he's on the bottom end of this 5. Justin Jefferson, what he's been doing has been absolutely insane. Same with Stephon Diggs. I think he might still be wide receiver 1 overall. If not, he's very close. So with these guys, you plug them, you don't move them, you don't even switch wide receiver spots for them. They're automatic plays every week from here on out.
Yeah, I agree. And then again with Stephon Diggs with the weather thing, don't even think too hard about it. Don't overthink it. Just play your studs in this matchup. They should continue to produce, I think. Other wide receivers.
By the way,
Samuel's a weird one. Yeah, Luke, before I talk about Debo.
I'm sorry. I was just going to ask if you guys think that the Raiders should be relegated to like I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah,
I
okay.
agree.
If the reports are true that they don't have enough money to fire McDaniels, they shouldn't have an NFL team. That's ridiculous.
You have to pay so much, not just him. Think of all the people they gave big contracts to and all that bonus. Mark Davis has to sign a check right away for all that big bonus. So he paid Max Crosby, paid Devontae Adams. He paid John Gruden his all of that money then, and then he paid McDaniel, and then they're building that stadium. Then he's building a brand new house. He probably gambled a lot of his, the money he had stored away as well. It sucks and it's hilarious. I love it. It's so funny.
Hey, just win, baby.
That's right. Shout out to Al Davis.
R.I.P.
Okay, so yeah, Deebo Samuel, I don't know how to rank him. Every week I feel like he's going to break out. He's been unbelievably bad for fantasy here.
Especially when you drafted him.
He's been top 20 time on the year. He had 115 yards and a touchdown that game. But he continues to see targets. He continues to catch the ball. He's around that 40-ish yard mark. But then when he doesn't score a touchdown, he's a wide receiver 4. So
he kind of
Arizona the matchup, but
it
I
seems
like him.
it seems he's falling into like this, and it sucks to say, but it seems he's falling into this trap of like San Francisco is the ultimate too many mouths to feed on offense, where all their players are fantasy relevant. Like George Kittle had 1 catch for 20 yards last week. George Kittle, everyone knows how good he is. Christian McCaffrey is splitting time with Elijah Mitchell right now. Brandon Ayuk is taking catches away from deep. It's crazy because these guys should be producing and they're just not. I don't understand. I don't think that San Francisco goes away from the way they're running right now, because I do believe that they're a good football team. So I just don't have any confidence in 49ers whatsoever moving forward. I don't think, unless one of them goes down or, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Elijah Mitchell has relevance in this backfield just tells you all you need to know about the wide receivers.
They're calling games right now to avoid Jimmy Garoppolo screwing it up. Like he's been playing as one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL this year. Whether you want to look at stats and try to prove me wrong or not, he's been unbelievably bad, and Kyle Shanahan's making it a point to make sure he doesn't lose the game. And when that's the case, obviously Debo doesn't get targets. George Kittle, to your point, has been terrible for fantasy. Ayuk is hit or miss. So yeah, like I love both running backs at this point, and I think you just need to. They're going to keep doing it because their offensive line's good. That run scheme is the greatest of all time. Just trickling down from Kubiak and Mike Shanahan, essentially. So,
yeah, and like the fantasy players not performing bad is no slight to the 49ers, because, like I said, I think they're a very good football team, and they might be my pick out of the NFC right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure if there's another team that is that close to me. Like I like the Eagles, but I don't trust them.
Imagine if Rodgers would have went there in the offseason.
Game changer.
He should have.
I truly think if Trey Lance is in there, I think it's completely different too. Like I think he would have at least settled in at this point, and like if you add a mobile quarterback to this running game, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
Imagine if they didn't get fleeced by the Bears for Justin Fields when they traded down.
I know, right? Okay. Other wide receivers. I have Christian Watson at 35. I think that's relevant to say. Jerry Jeudy. I think I dropped him on one of my leagues, but I think that was an emotional move. I don't think he's droppable. I just hate him as a person. I think that's where I'm at. But like, I don't think he plays this week either. KJ Hamler's out for the Broncos going forward, I think a few weeks. So like now Courtland Sutton really doesn't have much competition for targets, and I still have him ranked 16, and that might be high in an awesome matchup. And I just say that to say, I guess, Russell Wilson's really bad at football. That's about it.
Well, especially like Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, these are another guys that you probably drafted 5th, 6th round that just aren't doing it. It's crazy what happens when you take a Tim Patrick and see an offense just blow up because you don't have the stud receiver there. All jokes aside, like Denver's similar to San Francisco, not in the fact that they're all good players, but in the fact that I have no confidence in any of them.
No.
I would say I have a little bit of confidence in Dulcich, but he'd be the only one, because tight ends are so freaking bad this year.
I don't think he's any different than Austin Hooper. And Austin Hooper, I think most people would rank it like outside the top 30, and I think most people would rank Dulcich as a top 10 guy. Like, even if you just look at how they've performed, like Dulcich isn't performing well. He had one good game, and people are like, "Oh, good, we got someone we can trust." Like, no, you just want to make someone from Denver a thing, and it's not a thing because apparently Drew Lock is better than Russell Wilson.
That's been known.
I stand by Dulcich, man. Greg's gonna get it.
For what reason, though?
Week 6 through 8, he was tight end 11, 7, and 9.
Tell me his stats.
2 catches for 44 and a touchdown, 6 for 51 and 4 for 87. In half PPR, with the way tight ends are, that's better than Austin Hooper. It's not good. It's not good at all. But
and then last week, 1 for 11 yards.
Yeah. Hey, 1 tight end 38 performances with 3 other ones in the top 11.
Okay. I'll make a bet that Austin Hooper outperforms him this week. I'll switch up my rankings to suggest it. Like, I don't even believe it, but I'll do it. Like,
While we're
I'll
on
tell you
this,
what, if Dulcich sucks against the Raiders, I will take everything back because he should absolutely score a
Sure.
touchdown or have 70 receiving yards.
well, he's not gonna have 70. I can promise you that much.
I hope he has 70 and 2 touchdowns now. You're
He
gonna
might
you're gonna make
score, but
him be my guarantee.
there's probably not like props up for him because he's not good enough.
There are not.
Yeah.
what happened to Alberto?
I don't know. I don't know. It's so frustrating.
I think this is why you hate Dulcich. You just hate that he took Alberto's spot.
I like Greg Dulcich. I have him on a bunch of teams. I just don't think he's just a player. Like he name any white tight end in the league. He's Adam Troutman. Like there's no difference in skill set. He's Adam Troutman. He is what's the fucking guy from the Cardinals now? Well, he's Max Williams. How about that? He's the same player as Max 2X Williams. For sure. It's the Broncos. Don't put faith in the Broncos. You're just gonna have your heart broken. Players I'm different on, I guess. Amari Cooper, I'm 6 higher at 11. Michael Gallup, 5 higher at 36. Terrace Marshall, welcome back. 6 spots higher at 39. 4 lower on Chris Olave at 13. 5 lower on Christian Watson at 35. 6 lower on Kadarius Toney at 38. 13 lower on Drake London at 44. He's droppable. 7 lower on Nico Collins at 45. 8 lower on Van Jefferson at 56. There's not a good reason for that. He'll probably go up by the end of the week. I don't trust either Titans guy. I'm way lower on both of them, apparently.
People love Treylon Burks.
Yeah, because of, again, it's just because everyone said he's Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Before actually watching him play. So, I don't know. Don't know what to tell those
Zach,
people.
you missed a receiver. Where are you ranking Amari Rodgers now that he's been picked up by Houston?
I bet he plays. I bet he plays on the offense.
Also,
I bet they use him like Randall Cobb.
the fact that some people on Twitter said, look, Amari Rodgers got picked up, that means he must be an NFL player, is a wild statement to be making.
Yeah. I mean, good for the Texans. They got both him and Eno Benjamin this week. Watch out.
Also, fuck the Texans for doing that. Let Eno go to a good team. He struggled enough. Don't make him sit behind Rex Burkhead on the bench.
I know. That's the take everyone's being like, he's not going to take carries away from Dameon Pierce, but he'll for sure outpace Rex Burkhead.
Not
really?
a chance.
Not a chance.
Not.
Let's see what Rex Burkhead has to say about that, because I think he has seniority there.
Rex Burkhead is like Allen in 2.5 Men. He's just a parasite. Just doesn't go away.
He's a cockroach.
Always returns.
He does not die.
I love Rex Burkhead. Should Randy start Dawson Knox or Hunter Henry this week? Hey, there's 2 more white tight ends that are the same as Greg Dulcich, by the way.
Randy, it's so funny that you asked this question because I have Dallas Goedert in the league, and obviously you can't play him anymore. And the top 2 on the waiver wire right now are like Dawson Knox and, fucking like Tyler Conklin. And I see Hunter Henry staying there. And he's kind of like my personal Alan Harper of 2.5 Men. Is always another player always ends up on my team. Like Hunter Henry should be a good football player. I don't know why he isn't.
He's so bad.
But I'm doing Hunter Henry. I'm sticking with it. I'm just waiting for the 100-yard game.
I'm going Dawson Knox just because I don't think Knox is that much better. I just think he has more of a chance to catch a touchdown. And that's all you're going for with these 2 guys, because you're not going to get yards and you're not going to get targets. So I guess I'd go Knox.
And if weather does come into play in Buffalo, like Dawson Knox is at least in one of those roles where I don't think weather can impact it. Like he's going to be an underneath target guy. And if Josh Allen can't air it out 50 yards to Gabriel Davis or something, he'll be forced to check it down, I guess.
Where
Giant Jones in the chat. Welcome.
Where shit, I can't even remember what I was gonna say. Never mind. Oh yeah, where does Brock Wright rank among Dawson Knox and Hunter Henry.
Right alongside Greg Dulcich.
I think I like him a little bit more than Dawson Knox and Hunter Henry.
No.
Don't
I have
make
at
him a
32.
thing.
I think so. Like 2 weeks with a touchdown. Come on, guys.
He has 1
Don't
week with a
make him
touchdown.
thing, man.
Oh,
And it was his only catch.
did he not score against Green Bay?
No, that's Shane Zylstra,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Because remember,
Come
Zach
on.
was the only one who bet on him because nobody else
Yeah, I
could
bet on
score
his
a
brother.
goddamn touchdown that game.
bro. Hometown guy.
Fuck you, Alan Lazard. Get the extra yard, you pussy. Come on.
I agree. No. So James Mitchell, in comparison, I'm at 34. I have who's the guy? Dawson Knox at 13. And then I have who's the other one?
Hunter
we're
Henry.
talking about? Oh, Hunter Henry. He's at 22. There's no one I hate more in fantasy football, I think, than Hunter Henry this year. I think is he
Not
getting
even-
outperformed by
Zach,
the
not
other
even
guy?
this year. His whole career.
But at least before he was good and then hurt. This year
Right,
he's
yeah, I guess.
healthy and not existent.
Yes.
It makes no sense. So stupid. In one of my big dynasty leagues, I had him, Kyle Pitts, Dawson Knox, and somebody else of that same caliber. And I traded away Kyle Pitts at the start of the year for, by the way, a draft pick, Darnell Mooney, and Elijah Moore. This is just a whole bunch of shit. Like it was such
Nobody
a
won
good
on that trade.
No, and I needed wide receivers so bad. I'm like, oh, thank God. Just a
It's-
nightmare.
I love how Hunter Henry this year has a tight end 13, 11, and 6 week, and I had no clue at all.
That's what he does. Uh-oh. Zach got too excited about Hunter Henry.
The most receptions he's had in a game
Oh, there
is
you
4. That is insane. That is so pathetic.
Well, if Bill Belichick would just let Bailey Zappi air it out like college, Hunter Henry would be Travis Kelce right now.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? I know my internet's going crazy again.
Yeah, we got you.
Good.
Good
Okay.
enough.
Squid Giant Choad is thank you. Squid Giant Choad. I just need to say his name again. How should he feel about Chris Olave? Should he try to move him for Mike Evans or Jalen Waddle?
Yes.
I would prefer to have Mike Evans for sure.
I think it's
but
for either one, right?
I think so. But I like Chris Olave as well. So like I'm not super nervous. I think he's a wide receiver low end two, wide receiver 2 probably. And
The
other two
problem
guys are
is that
higher, obviously.
yeah, the problem is that New Orleans needs to start Jameis. Like Andy Dalton is doing nothing for this team. It just nobody's watching. How come the fans aren't revolting for Jameis right now?
The Saints confuse me so much. I don't know. I don't know. I think he has one more bad game this week. New Orleans plays who? Somebody bad, right? New Orleans plays the Rams. So yeah, somebody bad.
Yeah.
If Andy Dalton plays really bad this game, I think he gets replaced in the game by Jameis finally.
And I think I love Chris Olave that much more if that
I'm waiting
happens.
for.
Right? I love Chris Olave
Yes, for
more.
sure.
Yeah.
Johnson's probably going to suffer. He's been one of the only tight ends we could trust. It's unfortunate. Okay. Star 23. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Kelsey and Kirk. Does he do this trade? Kelsey and Kirk. Christian Kirk, I believe, for Tyreek Hill and Derrick Henry. Backup tight end is Hurst and Dulcich. Hurst is another guy the same as.
Do the trade.
Should he do that trade?
Yes.
I don't even think it matters who your tight
Yeah.
ends are. Like it's that big of an upgrade.
I assume Kirk is Christian Kirk and not Kirk Cousins.
Well, he has the right. It matters who his tight end is because he's getting rid of one of the only 2 tight ends you can trust.
But don't you think Tyreek Hill and Derrick Henry can make up for whatever you're losing with Travis Kelce?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It depends who his other starters are, I suppose. Like I'm doing it for Tyreek Hill. Do I want Derrick Henry down the stretch? I'm not sure. The line's not good, man. Like I don't
I 100
trust him right now.
I 100% would do this trade.
I would probably do it. Squid Giant Chode obviously would take Waddle. What are we doing here? I'm sorry, I can't even focus. My eyes can't even focus on anything.
So he wants to
Brandon
trade.
Cooks,
So
Pacheco,
in order to
Rashad
get
White, Pickens.
in order to get Waddle, he needs to trade more with Olave, and he's wondering if Cooks, Pacheco, Rashad White, Pickens, a guy like that, if he
Oh,
adds it in, is that giving up too much?
I
Throw in
wouldn't trade away
Pacheco.
Rashad White.
Yeah, throw
why is
Pacheco.
everyone talking like Rashad White is the new starter? What is going on? Anybody watch the game? What are we doing? Everyone's talking about like Rashad White's the pickup this week. Why? Someone explain it to me.
I mean,
It
it's
makes
crazy
no
too, 'cause-
sense. He's a handcuff and he's fine.
Well,
I
you-
love Rashad White. I have him on so
But-
many teams. Leonard Fournette's the
Even-
RB1, and he's going to be the RB1 next week.
yeah, even still, if Leonard Fournette's not the RB, if he's hurt, whatever, Leonard Fournette's not putting up like Saquon Barkley numbers right now or anything. Like Rashad White's not going to carry your team or anything like that.
I just don't understand. He is like the pickup this week, and I feel like I'm getting gaslit. I don't know what's going on.
I think people are
He's
just getting
fine.
bored at this point. They're looking for a storyline because Aaron Rodgers isn't giving them one, and the Vikings are winning, and they're not a fun team to talk about. So I think people are just getting bored.
This is what I don't like getting fed this narrative. I read this today too. Squid Giant Chode says Rashad White plays football like Le'Veon Bell. Stop it.
He does not.
Knock it off. I love Rashad White. Stop. Like he is the third down back that Tampa needs. If that's what you mean, that's about it.
Well, it's wild that people like, and this is not a slight at Squid Giant Chode because he's very good.
Absolutely
he's always
not.
here. He's always here.
Absolutely
We love you, man. But like, nobody's ever played like Le'Veon Bell before Le'Veon Bell, and no one's ever going to play like Le'Veon Bell again. The dude would sit in the backfield for 5 seconds before hitting a hole. No other running back is doing that.
No. I saw Monty Ball try to do it once and his groin snapped, and then it ended his career.
It's incredible how Le'Veon Bell did it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No. And by the way, if Rashad White does it, that offensive line's so bad he's going to get killed. I'm apologizing.
Maybe Rashad White will have a boxing career too.
Maybe get him in the ring with Adrian Peterson. See what happens.
Le'Veon Bell went with the real boxer way too quick.
Yes, he did. Take it easy, Le'Veon. A little too early.
I love you, man, but there was no chance you were winning that fight.
Lost Brees Hall or the Derek trade yet. I would do it then.
Yes.
On DeAndre Swift right now, if you're a DeAndre Swift owner.
Like the saving grace right now for DeAndre, because I was looking, like when I was looking to trade Justin Fields, like it's DeAndre Swift. I have no idea, just testing the waters, and I looked at DeAndre Swift like I don't want this. Like he's only getting saved by touchdowns this year. He had 6 yards last week, and he's healthy. Maybe not fully healthy, but whatever. He's playing. Jamal Williams is a guy there right now. I'm pissed if I'm a DeAndre Swift owner. You drafted him first round, the guy's not doing anything. I'm trying to look to trade as long as the trade deadline's still rolling around. If your trade deadline's still going,
yeah, I've been offered DeAndre Swift in so many trades, and I can't accept it. Like, I can't go away a running back on the field for DeAndre Swift at this point. Trevor just jumped in the chat.
Big Trev, what up?
Ask our question. Yeah, just ask a question to us, but
wait.
That threw me off a little bit. I was a little worried.
Wait. Trevor, has anyone in your life ever called you Big Trev?
God, no. First of all, I'm 5'9". Second of all, if they did it, smack him in the face. It just sounds so forced.
And Big Trevor, we're not making fun of your name. This Trevor in the middle here is a very small person. That would be funny if someone called him Big Trev.
You're not much bigger than me. Let's not.
I'm not saying I am.
On this road. I'm Isaiah McDuffie's size, man. Don't
Squid
bully
Giant
me.
Chode, I know my internet's back. Squid Giant Chode's burying my internet. It's usually fine. I know it's bad. I had to get off the Ethernet. I had my Wi-Fi right now. Big Trev is 6'6", though. Start 2, Rondale Moore, Kadarius Toney, Adam Thielen, Michael Gallup, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Well, if Juju's out, I would for sure go Tony. If
You know the
Juju's
most
in, I
fun
would
with
not.
Tony in your lineup.
True.
I would go.
I would go Rondale, and then if Juju plays, I would go Thielen.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Trevor,
going
wanna
Thielen
answer
no
your
matter
own
what in
question?
Rondale.
Okay. I'm not sure why you asked if you had an answer.
Yeah. Odd question.
Okay. Mark Andrews, number 1, coming back. He should be go against the Panthers. I have Travis Kelce 2 at the Chargers. Hawkinson 3 versus the Cowboys. Dalton Schultz 4 at the Vikings. And currently I have George 5 at the Cardinals. Again, George Kittle, no. But I feel like he's kind of a must start now. Trevor, what do you think of those 5 tight ends?
Before we get into tight ends, how does your hat look teal? If anything, that is a baby
know.
blue. That's just been a sticking point for me
I
this
mean-
whole time.
Maybe my internet's that bad to him. I have no idea. I made him colorblind. It's so bad.
Or maybe it's gray. But nonetheless,
Definitely not gray.
Yeah. Luke, let us know what color it is.
This, I mean, like what else is there to say about these tight ends? It's Kelce and Andrews, and then everybody else. Like it's just it just feels pointless. I mean, Dalton Schultz, it looked like they wanted to get him involved, but it looked like him and CeeDee Lamb couldn't even decide which routes they were running. So, yeah, I mean, it's those top 2, and after that, I mean, you're chasing touchdowns. Hockenson gives you a little bit of a safer floor, I think, but I mean, it's tough to rank them.
So, just taking notes in my mind here, kind of the recap of the show. Zach, like you just said, you don't have any confidence in George Kittle at 5, right? I don't think anyone on earth has any confidence in George Kittle. Maybe we should stop drafting George Kittle in the 3rd round of fantasy football drafts. This is the 2nd year in a row. Like, it's crazy that these tight ends keep getting overvalued. I understand. But like Trevor said, there's only 2 good ones. There's only going to be 2 good ones. There's not going to be any that you're going to start with confidence all year other than Andrews and Kelce. But Chiefs Sunday Night Football, that means, of course, it means Kelce touchdown and Mark Andrews being back. I would imagine Lamar Jackson starts, like let's get back to a little bit of what we're seeing at the beginning of the season here. And that's only going to start with Mark Andrews coming back from injury. And I guess off the bye.
Yeah, I'm wondering where people will draft George Kittle next year. I'm not sure if people are going to learn from their mistakes and then change some stuff up, or
no, because he has sweet run blocks, and
sure.
I think that's why people draft him.
I mean, I'll take that. I love that argument. Kyle Pitts obviously was drafted even before him. People are still ranking him as a top 10 guy. I can even just skip. I know, skipping ahead really quick to comparing to the consensus. Consensus has him at number 10. I am 7 spots lower at 17, and I feel like I might be a little high at 17. Like, they've had a couple extra days. Obviously, they played on Thursday night last week. You would think with the extra time, they say, hey, let's figure out how to get Kyle Pitts involved in the game plan. But it's been weeks. It hasn't been a thing. So I just don't know, I guess.
The thing is, Zach, is Atlanta a team that needs extra time?
They're a team that you don't want to give too much time.
See, I always think you want to, like, they're a team like they're just a team of players. Like, just don't even put in a game plan and let them go play.
They are the Houston Rockets of the NFL.
Yeah, right.
They have no identity. They just have a bunch of young players who just say go and just let them play football.
Go score points.
I don't know if I agree. I agree. I think they have a game plan. It's just not what you want it to be.
That might have
They
been
just want to run the ball.
My best comparison I've ever done on the show. I'm standing by the Houston Rockets are the Atlanta Falcons.
Like, they want to run the 30 times per game. That's why they got all these. That's why they went and added the offensive lineman they did. They want to be the Tennessee Titans, except for with a committee approach instead of one guy. Yeah,
should be.
I mean, if you have Cordell Patterson, you can do anything. anything. By the way, play him with confidence again this week. Last week, again, he came back from injury. He was on a short week. That's why he was limited. I think you can play him again with confidence this week. Other tight ends, Foster Moreau, I have at 11. Obviously, he's getting run without Darren Waller.
Another white
Foster
guy.
Moreau. Compare him to Greg Dulcich. Look at this lineup right in a row here. Starting from, there's so many white tight ends. From Travis Kelce down, it's Kelce, Hawkins, Schultz, Kittle, Freiermuth, Komet, Higbee, Dulcich, Hurst, Moreau, and then David Njoku finds his way in there. Then Dawson Knox, Taysom Hill's a little below Tunyon. Like, these are all. Trey McBride is a top 20 guy now. I love it. They are all touchdown independent. Pretty much.
If this season wasn't enough to push you over the edge to get rid of the tight end spot and make it a wide receiver / tight end, nothing ever will.
I like it. I like the uncertainty about tight ends. I don't know why. I enjoy it.
I said that. I said I've been doing this. I've never been the mindset that I'm going to draft a tight end early because of, I was like, I'm never going to get him. I'd rather have a different player and build my team that way. I'm drafting Travis Kelce next year. I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore.
Yeah, I have Kelce and Mark Andrews, one of the two, in way more leagues than I thought I was going to. And this is the first year I've ever been comfortable with the tight end, I think. And maybe that's why I'm cool with it. But I also like dropping my tight end every week, like along with my kicker, and figuring
it is kind of fun.
Put it in there. And I can trust him, weirdly, because like he played almost every single snap after Zach Ertz went down. Oh, I think you can trust Trey McBride going forward. Like if you are desperate, if you are still trying to style Pitts, whatever, I would pick up Trey McBride, start him against the 49ers. If you have a spot on your bench just to see, but he's going every down guy for the Cardinals, and that's about all you can ask for at this point. Because even like Gerald Everett splits 50-50. What is that? But like Tunyon splits snaps. Taysom Hill's never on the field. Jawan Johnson splits snaps. If you can get a down guy, then you're doing good. Amari Cooper for Jamar Chase. I would.
So I did this trade 2 weeks ago, this exact trade, right when Jamar Chase got hurt. And I think I'm happy about it.
Yeah, obviously, if you don't need to win this week, or if you have an okay replacement, Jamar Chase, they're saying, is probably back next week. So if you're talking, who would you have the rest of the season? That's all this is.
Yep.
I definitely want Chase.
Yeah, this hurts me because I was offered Chase and Brian Robinson for Cup last week, and I turned it down because I knew we would win. And so I didn't take Chase. He's just the better guy, and I can trust him more. Because we don't know what we're going to get when Watson comes back. I mean, he should still be good, but Watson did not impress me at all this preseason.
Cleveland has a lot of outdoor games the rest of the way as well. It's going to get colder. I don't trust Amari Cooper outdoors, especially in the snow.
Never.
Yep. Other tight ends to talk about before we give, and I try to finish it before the next show. Okay, let's give our picks.
Well, Randy did ask us what our favorite donut is, so.
Apple cider donut.
What the hell is that?
I'm with you. I've never had an apple cider donut, and I don't want to try.
I've never even heard of that.
It's made with apple cider, so it's like an apple flavored donut with cinnamon sugar on it.
Interesting. I'm a sprinkle guy. Oh, I've never heard of it. And we never had a Dunkin' Donuts.
You're a sprinkle guy? That might be the worst take for me.
No,
I hate sprinkles.
If I can have sprinkles on every single dessert, I will do it. I love sprinkles.
Sprinkles are nothing but like an edible plastic. But
it's good sugar.
Sprinkles on donuts are passable. I will give you that.
Give me a chocolate donut, circle donut with rainbow sprinkles.
God.
I'll let it
that
slide.
a lot. Okay, so Prize Picks, prizepicks.com, Prize Picks app. Sign up with the
Blueberry,
promo code Flurry. You can get $100 deposit match. It's basically player props. You can pick individual stats. Sometimes there's group stats. You can pick fantasy points. All kinds of sports, including the World Cup coming up right now. There's golf. You even have CSGO on there, college football, NFL, NBA. Picks together into a parlay when up to 10 to money. We give each gives a guarantee every single. Did either of you guys ahead of time and know what your pick is?
Yes.
Okay. What do you got?
I took Mason Crosby over 6.5 kicking points.
Why do the Packers have two players
Yep.
doing this?
Mason Crosby is about to put a med into his place here. I'm still here. I'm not fucking leaving. Jordan Belfort. That's Mason Crosby on Thursday.
I don't think anybody's telling him to leave. I feel like he's just telling himself to that to himself in the mirror or something.
I'm slapping it down. I'm slapping it down. Legacy game for Mason Crosby here. Give me 4 field goals.
Like Mason Crosby have a legacy game.
4 for 4 on field goals. 3 of them 50+ yards.
His leg's gonna fall off after the second. There's no way.
All right.
There's no chance.
All right, then don't take that bet.
I will not take
Fair
that
enough.
bet. Although the odds
Fair
are
enough.
going to be higher than Shane Zylstra to catch 2 touchdowns. There are like no good lines out right now that I like. The only one that I looked at and I was like, yeah, I can see that, is that Travis Kelce over 70.5 receiving yards. I cannot get the game out of my head last year when they played the Chargers and they just literally could not tackle him at all. I think their defense is worse. I think Kelce's the only guy you can trust, so I trust him to get the job done.
You know what's crazy about Travis Kelce? He's still running wide open all over the field. Like, just nobody within 30 yards of him.
Do you not remember when they played the Chargers earlier this year and Derwin James suplexed him?
That was pretty sick.
That play.
Revenge game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. It's a revenge game. I'll go a tight as well. I'm going to
got
go
some gross
over
picks this week.
22.5 receiving yards for Austin Hooper
Oh, boy.
tomorrow night.
I kind of like
You
it.
can pencil in for at least 30. He's going to be there. He's going to get targets.
So
Why 22.5?
So for everyone keeping track at home, that's a Austin Hooper, Travis Kelce, Mason Crosby parlay. Do with that what you would like.
The sad thing is, Hooper was my second option because he's going to make a catch 15 yards downfield and nobody else is going to be in the screen for that one play game where you go, what the hell is going on right now?
The Prize Picks also just added like combined player touchdown props as well. If you want 4th on there and make it like a 10x parlay, I think AJ Dillon and Alan Lazard to combine for a touchdown isn't bad. I feel like one of them should score.
Yeah.
Maybe. On the flip side, you could go Treylon Burks, Robert Woods, and Robert Tonyan to not score a touchdown.
I think I like that better.
That seems very likely. Yeah, that seems likely.
I want to change my pick to that.
Although
Okay, go for it.
Mason Crosby legacy game off the line.
No, it's not.
Mason Crosby
We'll save that for later.
No to yell at.
Yeah.
I feel like that just, if they're offering that just spells out Tonyan being a first touchdown scorer this week.
I don't know. Maybe. Tell me, you guys watch World Cup. Tell me how Harry Kane's not going to score 3 goals in the World Cup, because you can add that to your parlay as well.
Probably because they're not going to make it out of the group stage, because England always chokes in the World Cup.
Yeah, they'll lose to USA for sure.
They last time they were in a group with USA, they did not qualify out of it.
England seems like the kind of country that would lose to Iran. And Wales-England is going to be 0-0.
Gareth Bale's screamer, man. That's 1-0 Wales. The Welsh will rise again.
All right.
I hope Wales wins now just because of that.
I don't know. Okay.
Wales will rise again, Zach.
They have the coolest flag, too. They can't lose.
Oh, I would actually be rooting for them if they weren't United
Their
States. Browns.
goalkeeper's name is
I mean-
Hennessy. It's awesome. They're a great team.
Yep. Too bad they're going to get fucking blanked by the United States.
No, they will not.
Hmm.
Is this our year? Are we good?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Why are you guys talking about soccer?
It's our year, Zach. Because
The
we have
MLS
Christian
is done. I
Pulisic.
need something to keep me over. You know, I'll watch some
I mean,
BS
that's
B League
fine,
soccer.
Let's pump the brakes on the U.S. before you watch them like shit the bed and Qatar first.
The
What's
ghost of
Christian
Tim Howard will be there.
Pulisic's- What's Christian Pulisic's goal prop? I'm gonna bet it right now.
Betting
Over,
under
all he
on
needs
it
to
at
do is
what
score
it is.
one goal. He just needs one goal. That's a
First,
lock.
maybe
I think
first
I'm
minute.
still
First
betting
minute.
the under, honestly.
First minute.
Maybe first minute.
I'm gonna.
Give me first
Can we
goal
say it?
scorer in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even care what their game is.
No,
Mhm.
no
Easy.
way, because
Done.
they're like the fourth game. That's not going to happen. No,
Yeah,
guys,
well-
don't listen to their advice on soccer. They watch the MLS.
Okay.
Do not listen to anything they have been saying.
In my defense, I don't watch the MLS.
That honestly might help you a little bit.
It'll make you unbiased. You won't think World Cup soccer is that bad then.
No, I love World Cup.
It'll
I
look
had
better.
2 roommates in college who used to watch soccer before football every Sunday, and it was great. That's how I know all my soccer stuff.
And do they also think Christian Pulisic's a lock for first scorer of the tourney?
Yeah, I could
Okay,
honestly
then
call one of them up right now, and he would confirm it.
Okay, that's all I need. That's all I need. It's
Do
good.
not
Don't
lose
even
your
bother
money
watching the
this
first
way.
3 games. It's gonna 0-0s across the board.
Mhm.
Good. This was Flurry Sports. I'm gonna go. We'll be back in like 10 minutes for Lombardi talking about a possible Mason Crosby legacy game, I guess. So stay
No, that's off
tuned.
the table, remember?
Goodbye. Well, maybe I'm on board now. I need to do some research beforehand. Okay.